Welcome to Modern Alchemy, episode
number 21.
Just run right over me.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
This month, actually, we're talking about the alchemy of health. And we've talked about health being more comprehensive than just what we assume, which we tend to assume physical health. That's part of it. This week, we'd like to invest some time in talking about mental health. So, if you had to broadly define mental health, Bersabeh, how would you define that?
Well, I would say whatever that goes on upstairs.
Whatever goes on upstairs. We're upstairs right now. You know?
I would hope it's good stuff going on upstairs and it's not poopy.
And poopy, that's a technical term. And,
yes, it is.
And is it common to have poopy things going on upstairs?
Yes, it is.
It's very common. So here's the thing. Most people don't think their own thoughts.
No, they don't.
Where do those thoughts come from, Bersabeh?
Well, first it starts off with parents, friends, school, colleagues, movies,
media. That would be movies.
Music.
Yeah, music.
And then it's the collective.
And then it's the... Oh, you forgot genetics.
Oh, well, I thought family covered genetics.
Yeah, well, it kind of does, but family verbalizes things, but then there's other things that aren't...
genetics in your bones that goes back thousands
DNA,
of years.
Especially when you're from a very old culture, you know.
It goes on forever.
So, here's the bottom line. Mental alchemy and mental health is a big job.
Yes.
And the fact is that you move towards what you focus on.
That is very true.
If you're focusing on...
Poo-poo.
Don't you love her technical terms?
That's the term for this episode.
Yes, poo-poo must be the term for this episode. I wonder why. But
this is for all viewerships. There's no Christian.
Yeah, and this is rated G.
Yeah.
So in the mysteries, if you're going to change your poo-poo...
Man, you can't say
Doesn't
it.
sound right when I say
no,
it, does it? No, it doesn't. Forgive me.
Yeah.
If you're going to change what's upstairs...
Yes.
Does that work? Then... You have to understand, first of all, what the mysteries say is that there's two primary characteristics, we could maybe call them skills, points of focus, that you must develop. Do you remember what those are, Bersabeh?
I would say your intentions.
Intention. Definitely another way we could say intention is imagination.
Oh, imagination.
Right.
And your
come on.
will.
Willpower. Oh, man. She nailed it.
I do pay attention.
She does pay attention.
Here and there.
Imagination and will are most powerful. And where are most people lacking, Bersabeh?
I would say will. Your attention.
Yeah, a lot of people are really good at saying, here's my intention, here's what I want to create, here's what I want to experience. But it takes a lot of will to keep your attention on that.
On your intention.
On your intention, that's right. Particularly when you're living in turbulent times like we are right now. So I'd ask you to consider, where's your attention right now? What are you focusing on? Because once again, you move towards what you focus on. You know, the difference between a master and a beginner, Bersabeh, do you know what that is?
Yes.
What is it?
A beginner... Hold on.
It's just beginning.
It's just beginning the process.
And beginners caught in a lot of poo-poo.
Beginners caught up in a lot of poo-poo. But the master pushes against the poo-poo. Even if there's no apparent light on the other side. But he pushes through that poo-poo. And then comes the light.
Then comes the light. Yeah. You know what she's so elegantly saying in her own terminology is the master. The difference between the master and the beginner is the master has the ability to stand in the face of no results
longer.
The true test of character is not persistence when you see a light at the end of the tunnel. The true test of character is persistence when you don't see the light.
That's right.
And that's, is that easy, Bersabeh? No, it's not. Not even when you share these things, it's not easy. No. And yet that's what develops mastery. So what you've got to begin to do to become a true modern alchemist is you've got to have mental health. You've got to have some degree of control or direction of your thought. Because if you can't control your thoughts,
other people will.
That's so true. And here's a question I have for you to consider. If you can't control your thoughts, are you really thinking?
Or are you being thought?
Ooh.
Yeah, I do pay attention.
It's kind of spooky, isn't it? Are you really thinking or are you being thought?
Yeah.
You see, one last thing and we'll let you go. Exactly. That's a poo-poo version of Twilight Zone music. But,
it was a poo-poo version of Twilight. Yeah, I've never watched Twilight Zone.
Yeah, well, I've been around a little bit longer than she has. But nonetheless, we've been taught to meditate. And let's just say this to you. Mystical meditation is not about having a completely blank mind. That's
Thank God for that.
Yeah, because that's really tough to do. That's great for mystical meditation, or not mystical meditation. That's great for Zen. It's great for yogic practices, etc. But mystical meditation is the ability to hold a single thought for a determined period of time. What you've got to do to get to that place is practice. What you've got to do is clean up, grow up, wake up. And that takes work and it takes time, but it's well worth it. Hopefully we give you some things to actually think about today, and more importantly, to put into practice.
Yes.
I want to thank you for a couple of moments of your day.
Thank you for being here. And it's okay. You will get out of the poo-poo.
Yes, you will. You always do. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
God bless you. Lots of love.
We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.